Please bring your troops to attention. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the Naval and Marine Corps Reserve Center, Eugene, and honored guests, on behalf of Yeoman First Class Thomas Hudson, I welcome you to today's ceremony. We're honoring his retirement from the Naval Service. The United States is rich in traditions and customs and ceremonies of the seagoing service. Some of the traditions may be new to you, but be assured each is a symbol of significance to sailors worldwide. Will the guests please rise for the arrival of the official parties and the singing of the national anthem. Naval and Marine Corps, Reserve Center for Eugene, arriving. Senior Chief Storekeeper, United States Naval Reserve, arriving. Yeoman First Class, United States Naval Reserve, arriving. Color guard, full ray, the colors. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Through the
Thank you. Guests, you may be seated. Adjutants, please bring the troops to parade red. Unit. Red. We are here to recognize and celebrate the accomplishments of Yeoman First Class Thomas Huston, who has so faithfully served the Navy for 20 years. I have a letter of appreciation here I want to start off with. From Commanding Officer, Naval and Marine Corps Reserve Center, Eugene, to YN1 Thomas Huston, United States Naval Reserve. Subject, letter of appreciation. It is my pleasure to congratulate you on your 20 years of distinguished naval service. As you embark on new endeavors, I would like to take this opportunity to highlight your career. March 1985, enlisted in the active duty in the Bronx, New York, and then attended Reserve Training Center, Orlando, Florida. July 1985, Naval Technical Training Center, Meridian, Mississippi. August 1985, Naval Air Reserve Center, San Diego, California. January 1987, Air Anti-Submarine Squadron 0294, San Diego, California. April 1989, Naval Reserve Center, Quincy, Mass. February 1992, Chief of Naval Operations at the Pentagon, Washington, D.C. March of 1995, Helicopter Anti-Submarine Light Squadron 84, San Diego, California. September 1998, Naval Reserve Center, Fort Worth, Texas. June 2002, Naval Marine Corps Reserve Center, Eugene, Oregon. March of 2005, transferred to the Fleet Reserve. Your awards include the Navy Marine Corps Achievement Medal, 6 awards, Meritorious Unit Accommodation Battle Efficiency, 3 awards, Good Conduct Medal, 6 awards, National Defense Service Medal, 2 awards, Military Outstanding Volunteer Service Medal, and the Armed Forces Reserve Medal with the Silver Hourglass. In addition, you were selected as Sailor of the Year by the Chief of Naval Operations in 1994. He was selected Sailor of the Year, Naval Reserve Center, Fort Worth in 1999. And he was also the Naval and Marine Corps Reserve Center Sailor of the Year in 2003. On behalf of the men and women of Naval and Marine Corps Reserve Center Eugene, I bid you fair winds and following seas. P.J. Riddle, Commanding Officer, Naval and Marine Corps Reserve Center. At this time, I would like to introduce our guest speaker, Senior Chief Storekeeper, Brenda Fuller.
To the Commander Radel, honored retiree, Yeoman First Class Thomas Huston, distinguished guests, and honored and most valued shipmates. Today is a day of great joy and a day for farewell. For today we celebrate with YN1 Hussey his 20 years of dedication and devotion to the United States Navy. We also bid him farewell as he begins his retirement from our beloved Navy. YN1 Hussey began his Navy career on March 15, 1985, at a time in our history when the Cold War was alive and well. Ronald Reagan was president and George Bush was vice president. A gallon of gas cost $1.20 and minimum wage was at $3.32 per hour. And Master Chief Sorensen was entering into her 4th year as a yeoman service right here in this very room. Those of you in uniform here today have probably heard it said that a retirement ceremony is not so much for the retiree as it is for the junior personnel that will thereafter be assuming the watch from that sailor. end my remarks today will not be so much for the benefit of YN1 Hussey as they will be for those of you who will be assuming the watch once YN1 Hussey is piped over the side today. You, the sailors of Naval and Marine Corps Reserve Center, Eugene, Oregon. Our mission in the Naval Reserves, especially at this particular time, is readiness. Keeping ourselves prepared and keeping our shipmates prepared. That sounds simple, but it is not. In fact, it is hard. It is hard to be in the Naval Reserves. It is hard to feel like you're contributing. It is hard to not feel like you're in a dead-end job. It is hard to maintain a civilian job, see to family concerns, and dedicate yourselves to an additional career. It is hard to sacrifice being away from your loved ones, missing key family functions, being separated for weeks from those that look to you and depend upon you. It is awfully hard. Did you ever try to explain to someone just how hard it is to serve in the Naval Reserves? Did you ever find yourself incapable of fully explaining to them your own satisfaction? Just what it takes to keep so many balls in the air at the same time? Then why do it if it's so hard? My answer to you is simply this. We do what we do because it is hard. The hard is what makes it great. And the hard is what makes you great for choosing to do what on so many levels is so very difficult. If it was easy, anyone would do it. If it was easy, everyone would do it. The Naval Reserves is not for everyone, but the Naval Reserves is for you and for me. And for the past 20 years, supporting the Naval Reserves has been a way of life for YN1 Hussey. This binder holds the accolades and achievements of YN1 Hussey, from letters of appreciation to Navy Achievement Medals, from Sailor of the Quarter to Sailor of the Year, even a featured cover story for the Navy Times, all of which are because of his commitment to the Naval Reserves. For the past 20 years, YN1 Hussey not only understood his role as full-time support to the reservists, he embraced it. He lived it. In conclusion, I want to thank those who made what we do possible, the husbands and wives, the sons and the daughters, and the full-time support personnel. It is only because of your support that we are able to contribute what we can to the country that we all love so much. Be it a distinguished 20-year career like my friend and shipmate YN1 Hussey, or a 3 or 4 year enlistment, just trying to do what you feel is the right thing. Finally, and most especially, I want to thank and congratulate YN1 Hussey for his many years of faithful service to our Navy and our country. YN1 Hussey, I consider myself fortunate to have served with you. I will look back on our service together and upon your efforts on behalf of the sailors of this Reserve Center with great pride and satisfaction. I will miss your dedication, humor, and commitment to getting the job done. I will miss you greatly. Thank all of you for your kind attention, and may God bless the United States of America. And may God bless the United States Navy and all of her sons and daughters. May God bless each one of you. Thank you.
YN1, as you know, a couple of distinguished guests couldn't make it today. But one of the distinguished guests that couldn't make it today is Rear Admiral John F. Brunelli, retired. He sent a letter of appreciation, and I'd like to read that. From Rear Admiral John F. Brunelli, United States Naval Reserve, retired. To YN1 Thomas Hussey, United States Naval Reserve. Subject, letter of appreciation. In the almost 12 years since we first were assigned to duty together, I've often reflected on the years that we spent working together on the staff of the Chief of Naval Operations. I thought during that time, and continue to believe, years later that the working environment that you were instrumental in creating was a model that could and should be taught in classrooms throughout the Navy. The ambience which we all profited from began, I believe, with your unbridled enthusiasm and optimistic approach to everything that passed through that office, which I will remind you, parenthetically, was the entire scope of the Naval Reserve, which at the time approached a staggering level of 130,000 men. It seems trite to say that it was obvious to all of us that no problem or challenge was too small or too insignificant for you to devote your full attention to and talent to resolve. The mental acuity and the strong moral intensity that you displayed in all your dealings with juniors and seniors alike provided the catalyst that made that office work and provided a ripple effect that reached to the shores in which the Naval Reserve was involved, i.e. the worldwide theater of operation that was and is the Billy Wagner Navy. If a student at the Harvard Business School or some such other institution of higher learning wanted to do a case study in creating that special office organizational environment that contributes to the achieving of organizational goals, he could do no better than to simply report how you created the underpinnings of the successful modern day office. Those underpinnings are, of course, the creation of a team of professionals and acknowledging that these professionals are capable of doing the jobs for which they've been selected, and knowing that better than anyone else. In short, recognize who were the right people to perform a certain task, then you let them get on with their jobs and their tasks. On those rare occasions when things might not have gone exactly to the plan, you eliminated recriminations and used the occasion to learn from the experience, thereby ensuring that no hiccup was ever allowed to repeat itself or develop into a full-fledged harm. Your indomitable spirit, willingness to help juniors, and your tireless devotion to helping those whom society seemingly had written off are the qualities that I remember most of the way you approach life in the nation's capital. As I always said, I wish that the country's leader could have profited from a similar approach to life. Your sense of humor also brightened many situations that either had the potential for or becoming dour circumstances. And we got a lot of us over the hump of that disappointment. I'm confident that these same qualities which led to your success in the Navy will also lead the way to successes in the civilian sector. We as a country have been fortunate to have you on our front lines for these many years, and we as a society will profit even more from the years as you become an active member of whatever community you choose to honor with your presence. It goes without saying, I hope, that I wish you every happiness in the next adventure, and that you will have nothing but fair winds and following seas in the future. With deep respect, friendship, and admiration, I am John F. Brunelli, Rear Admiral, retired, United States Naval Reserve. In addition, Petty Officer Hussey has also received the following letters, all of which are on display at the awards table up front here. There's a letter from former President Bill Clinton, former President George Bush, former President Jimmy Carter, former President Gerald Ford, Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy, Terry E. Scott, Reserve Force Master Chief Thomas W. Eugene. At this time, I would like to invite IT1 Greg Gilbertson to come to the podium and present Y1 Hussey with a traditional shadow box from the First Class Officers Pay Officers Association.
On behalf of the First Class Pay Officers Association, Eugene, I'd like to present Y1, the shadow box here today, President Wilson. On a personal note, I'd like to thank Y1 for his dedication to the Navy, his dedication to the reserve members that are here, prior members, and thank you personally for being a good friend for me the past couple of years. I appreciate all you do. Good luck.
flag displayed in the shadow box was flown over the Pentagon on 29 July in the year 2004 in honor of H1's Line 1's distinguished career. At this time, I'd like to ask the guests to please rise for the board's presentation. This is to certify that the Secretary of the Navy has awarded the Navy and Marine Corps Commendation Medal to Yeoman First Class Thomas Hussey, United States Navy, for meritorious service as Administrative Officer and Command Career Counselor for Naval Marine Corps Reserve Center, Eugene, Oregon, from June 2002 to December 2004. His meticulous attention to detail on every issue resulted in a complete overhaul of the command, indoctrination personnel, security clearance, and personnel recognition programs. He conducted over 95 career development boards and 175 interviews as Command Career Counselor, receiving praise and recognition from Readiness Command Northwest for his Superior Career Counselor program. By his noteworthy accomplishments, perseverance, and devotion to duty, Petty Officer Hussey reflected credit upon himself and upheld the highest traditions of the United States Naval Service. Signed T.H. Blakely, Jr., Captain U.S. Navy, Commander of Naval Reserve Readiness Command Northwest. Will the guests please be seated? Ladies and gentlemen, Yeoman First Class, Thomas Hussey.
Now, beforehand, I told one of the guests, in case I get up here and start just going off into left field and wearing my mind, please fold your arms. That person's arms are already folded. As you do, please put the troops at ease. Stand easy, please. Commander Ray, a lot of guests, friends, shipmates, I want to thank you for being part of the ceremony today. Over the course of my time in the Navy, I've learned that the purpose of these retirement ceremonies is to kind of put closure on your career. They don't even call it retirement, they call it transition. And you know how you may get caught up in situations where you fight with the boss, or you didn't promote to that level, or you had this duty station you didn't care for. Well, the purpose of this evolution is to kind of bring everything to a positive climax, and that's just to leave just with good memories. That's what we do today. And I know it's an opportunity for me to thank a lot of you that have been very instrumental in supporting me over the years. My family back home, if you noticed the videotape of the ceremony, and today's actually my sister's birthday. And my nephew said, "Did you plan it that way?" And I said, "Not at all, it was just kind of scheduled that way." But I'd like to send a personal note to my sister that she's like the one person who's been there for me through it all. From day one when I left New York. Not under the best conditions, as a lot of you know. I had no idea what the future held for me. And 20 years later, in a place called Eugene, Oregon, I'm retiring with a lot of friends. As we were coming in, Commander Radel said to C&Chief Lendy, "Well, you have a lot of, or actually building around, C&Chief asking, these are all your friends? How long have you been here? Only 3 years?" And as I look out there, I know a lot of you from different avenues. We've done some different types of work together, and different things in it. I appreciate that, and I want to invite all of you afterwards to the reception and see this conference room. I want to personally thank each one of you individually. To those of you in uniform, I offer you the opportunity to excel, continue to, each day strive harder, make the Navy a better Navy. Those my peers, fellow first classes, look out for people underneath you. Take that risk, put that person for the junior sailor quota. Write up that award certificate, it may not get approved. Keep that risk. we have really good junior troops here at this reserve center. You know, one of them back over here, Pastor Admire. Pastor Damon is not with us. She's actually on the road right now in California. We're pretty good. I want to thank a few other people. Pastor Wilson he built the shadow box for me. And then to Virgil, raise your hand. He was here, I heard last night till like fairly late building that bell stand. So I want to thank the person for doing that. Commander Benroy, Commander Kruger, Commander Everly, Commander McGowan, Master Sorensen, Commander Fisher, Mr. Bowen, Commander Poole now with the BT. I want to thank the officers in charge. This is a Dynamite Reserve. So Captain Nelson, we've had a lot of sessions together over the past year. And you know, I'm kind of at a loss right now. I feel very kind of. Last thing that CCO just said to me, hold it, and wake up with this. And I just feel, when I think about my family, just because I haven't been really back to New York, I've only been known in 20 years. And so this ceremony today is actually dedicated to them, to show them that thank you, for that good work, the upbringing, a very good value system. And I'm honored and humbled by the display here. And I actually have a job interview tomorrow. So I don't even know what to focus on. This morning I had gotten up and I did a lot of preparation last night, and I think I looked in the mirror. I guess I got a shave. I pulled out the shaving cream, and I went on and did something else. I went back and I better go shave. And the toothbrush is laying next to the shaving cream. So I guess I didn't brush my teeth with shaving cream. So I guess I wasn't nervous. But Carol, thank you for all the food preparations. A lot of friends, and I don't want to start naming things. I don't want to leave somebody out. And this is not the Academy Awards. A lot of you are saying, we've been at these ceremonies where it's get drawn out. So I want to end my comments here. I think just the fact that we were invited here and we're here today says a lot.
Tom, you've done it. This time, I'd like to have the flag detail. Stand up and pose.
Detail, attend, hut. Right, face. Forward, mark. Detail, up. Up, down, face.
Just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who gave that right to me. And I'm gladly stand up next to you in her days, 'cause
Boatswain, please stand by. Pipe aside. We have a shipmate going ashore. Yeoman, first class, United States Naval Reserve, retired, departed. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the ceremony. Please join me in congratulating Thomas Hudson on his retirement. And join us in the command